Category und wir gehen heute seine persönliche Top 10 durch an Songs. So, thank you for sending us your top 10 songs.
Thank you, yeah.
First question is it like 1 to 10 or is it more like, okay, these are the top 10, but you know, within that it's kind of...
No, it's not. And it's just, and it's basically, my thinking was like, these are songs that if you have it in a playlist and you're sitting amongst your friends, or you're sitting at home, or you're in a tour bus, whatever, whenever that any of these 10 songs comes up, you go like, oh, okay, everybody be silent now, and or either you start drinking more heavily, or you go silent and just listen. So you know, songs that captures your attention immediately, and you go like, oh, I don't want to listen to anything else right now. This is it. Okay. That kind of thing. So these are not my top 10 songs of all time, but it's just songs that whenever I hear them, you go like, oh yeah, oh yes, this is amazing.
So let's just go top to bottom and just say a few lines about the song. So we have When Death Calls by Black Sabbath.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, you know, Black Sabbath has had many albums, but this is my favorite album. It's from the Headless Cross from 1990. It's without a doubt my favorite heavy metal album of all time, just because of Tony Martin's vocals. The songs are incredible, but the way that he delivers and the way that he sings on that album is just second to none. And I was so happy that they released a box set of those albums on vinyl for the first time ever just a couple months ago. So I could finally get like a remastered version. I have the original obviously from 90, but now it sounds even better, and it's just a forgotten album. They didn't put it out on streaming, it's not on CD, it's not on vinyl. It's like they just kind of scraped it off the earth. It's only, you know, old school fans who love it. And I think what's fantastic about Tony Martin and also Black Sabbath in general is that sometimes they write very silly lyrics, but they deliver it with such passion and intensity and purpose that you believe it, even though it's crap. There's a line in When Death Calls, like, Satan lives in the souls of the dying, and it's the silliest thing in the world, but it's one of my favorite lines of the vocal delivery I've ever heard, just because of the way that Tony Martin delivers it. So that's why it's my favorite. So whenever that comes on, you go like, oh, come on, like it doesn't get any better than this.
Actually, next song also Sabbath, Falling Off the Edge of the World.
Which is, so, you know, there's different schools of thought when it comes to Black Sabbath, and for me it's Tony Martin or Ronnie James Dio, who are the best singers, and Mob Rules might be the best album, or Heaven and Hell maybe, I don't know, depending on, you know, your preference, but I love that album, and the song Falling Off the Edge of the World is like, whenever that comes on, you're waiting for that opening riff when it comes, and it just fucking blows you away, and it's, and I remember they played it, I saw Heaven and Hell on their last couple of shows. I saw them like the entire summer on the last tour they did, and then the last one was at Sweden Rock Festival together with my girlfriend, who also loved this song, and we stood there, you know, tears in our eyes, like listened to which turned out to be the last time we did see Ronnie. So you know, it's an emotional song.
Then we got Beauty of Falling Leaves by Jorn.
Also, like, one of my favorite bands, like maybe the heaviest band that I know, and also like a super emotional song. It's, you know, and it's such a great band. It's so, I mean, they started like a sludge, like heavy doom band, but then it turned into something else, and it's proggy and it's just emotional. It's like raw emotion, and the album's called Our Raw Hearts, and that's what it is. The Beauty of Falling Leaves is just like, what is it, 17 minutes or stuff like that. And it's just beauty. And I remember listening to it for the first time. I was on a train away from a festival in Sweden going to somewhere, and the album just came out that day, and I was like, I don't know how to react to this, because it just spoke to me immediately. So whenever that song comes on and whenever I put it on, you listen from start to finish, you shut the fuck up. It's that good.
Worlds Apart by Pallbearer.
Also one of the heaviest bands, and I'm a sucker for a good kind of doom metal band, you know, starting with Candlemass and, you know, bands like that I grew up with, and Pallbearer. I think it's one of the best kind of to keep that legacy of like melodic and doomy metal, you know. And when this album came out, Foundations of Burden, and this is the opening track, and you just go like, oh, I love all their albums, but that album still has this place in my heart. And whenever it comes on, you just go like, okay, pour a dark stout beer and just go like, oh, this is the coolest thing ever. Love it.
We got Intrepid Explorer by Motorpsycho.
Probably one of the best bands ever to exist. Motorpsycho from Norway, power trio, and they are the most, for me, one of the most exciting bands that I've ever kind of encountered, just because they change their style like on a dime. They can do anything. They go from prog rock to indie rock to super heavy psychedelia. They can do anything. And this is from an album, The Tower, that came out 7-8 years ago, something like that. And it started like a trilogy of albums that I think are their strongest, even though they released 25 albums or something. And it blows me away, and it kind of combines the best of like 70s prog and indie and just experimentation and psychedelia that I love. Motorpsycho doesn't get any better than that.
Looking at the list, I think we're actually having some kind of direction away from Doom to because now Limelight by Rush is the next one.
Yeah, just because Rush is my absolute favorite band of all time, and Limelight I think is their finest hour. It's a song that it probably was one of the first songs that I heard from them. That's why it stuck with me, and it's just a flawless song. Basically, it's just flawless. If you love everything heavy rock or prog, then that's the pinnacle of what you can do. The way that the chorus kind of goes through these different time signatures is just absolute genius, and I love it. And it's just the opening riff. Whenever that comes on, you go like, oh, you stop everything. You have to really listen to the song. And yeah, Rush. I honestly think that all of their albums are masterpieces, and there's very, very few songs that I would ever skip. When I listen to it over their albums. That's how fantastic they are.
So the next band I actually don't know. So the song is World Changer by Jorn. How do you say it?
I'm very sorry for you not knowing who Jorn Lande is.
I am very sorry.
No, but this is Jorn Lande, a Norwegian singer who sang with Master Plan and.
Oh, okay. Is it Jorn then?
Yeah, so it's Jorn.
It's Jorn.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, that would make sense.
It's Jorn Lande, and Jorn has released many albums solo, and he did Millennium, and he did like all kinds of bands, and next to Ronnie James Dio and Russell Allen, I think he is the finest heavy metal vocalist alive, and especially this era. And this is from an album called World Changer. The drummer is Hellhammer from Mayhem, and it's super progressive and fantastic, and it's also unappreciated because you cannot find it anywhere. It's not available on vinyl ever. It's only on CD, no streaming, no nothing. You have to YouTube those songs to listen to them. It's horrible, and I hate when bands get caught up in rights issues or whatever. I don't know what's the cause of it, but it's one of my favorite albums, and oh man, it's such incredible progressive rock metal with one of the greatest singers of all time.
So moving on to Testament, True American Hate.
Yeah, and it's just because I love Testament. I've always done it ever since Legacy. When I grew up with thrash and death metal and American music, and they've always been one of my absolute favorite bands. And with this album, this was like 3 albums ago or something like that. I can't remember the title, but it's just, and Gene Hoglan plays drums. And it's just perfection. It's kind of like, it's a weird song actually, but there's something about it that it actually brings me to tears just how perfect it is, because it's so fast, so intense, and so crazy. And every time I listen to it, it's like, this is the pinnacle of like what I love about extreme metal, because it goes places and things happen, in a way that just like, when I discovered like thrash and death metal and Creator and Sodom and Vader and bands like that, that's what I love, like how intense it is. And this captured this, and it's definitely one of the most intense songs ever. And they never play it live. For some reason. I've seen them all the time, but they never do it.
You should do what you did at the
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Made to Believe by Lizzy.
Super underappreciated Danish band. Power trio, which is my favorite setup for bands for some reason. And it's just, they've been around forever. They are huge in Denmark and nowhere else. They play in Sweden and nobody notices. But for some reason I found them 15 years ago or something like that, and I absolutely love it. It's just, it's like they take inspiration from bands like Rush and like heavy doom and stuff like that, but they do pop basically, or progressive pop rock, and it's just joy-filled kind of like a celebration of like how well musicians can play together, you know, in a trio. Like, it's amazing. And the singer is incredible. Everybody's awesome, and yeah, this is super underappreciated. They would do fucking wonders if they played here at Southern Breeze or any other festival, just because how powerful and heavy they are. But nobody knows about them. So that's
No people do.
yeah, I know, but it's nice to do a shout out too. Yeah.
Final one is Starless by King Crimson.
I mean, King Crimson needs no introduction, but yeah, they open up my eyes to more adventurous music when I was 17, 18 or something like that. And they really stuck with me, and just how kind of powerful and emotional it could be, but also batshit insane at times. And this is from, what is it, 78, 79 or something like that. And it still is so powerful and so beautiful, and there's this haunting kind of guitar melody from Robert Fripp that just kills me every time. And every time I hear it, I think about my friends who I grew up with that love the song equally, and how it affected us as musicians, and how we always have that as a reference. Like if the song can make you feel the same way that you feel when you listen to Starless, then you have achieved something. So it's just it's one of those things again. Like, you know, when it comes on, you go like, okay, easy now. Now we just listen, because it's that good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And everyone watching should now refer to the list of songs. And
Oh yeah. If you haven't heard it, hopefully you will get a kick out of it, because it's not bad stuff. It's pretty damn good.
Bye.
Cheers.